All right, we are live.
Hey guys, it's Tom from Resale America, or my YouTube channel is Liquidation Motivation. This channel is all about teaching people how to do eBay, Amazon, pallets, truckloads, buying truckloads, opening bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment stores, but most of all, building wealth. Most of all, taking that money, earning that money, and using it to building wealth, putting your money into appreciating assets. My favorite is crypto. And if you are paying any attention to crypto, Bitcoin went over $60,000 again today. Woo! Go Bitcoin, go Bitcoin. I'm super excited. I do have a little bit of drama in my life right now that I want to discuss with you guys, dealing with the liquidation business, dealing with my YouTube channel. But most of all, I'm most excited that I'm opening up my third bin store. I think that I figured out, I found the place, I found a location which is near in Florida. We have the world's largest retirement area called the Villages. So there's 120,000 homes. It's all 55 plus. Hundreds of thousands of people live there. And then I found a store in the next town over. I did get it for so it's $6 a square foot, and that's a triple net lease, right? A triple net lease. That means I have to pay common area maintenance. I have to pay insurance. I got to pay my portion of the property taxes. So that works out to be $8 a square foot. It's about 10,000 square foot space. So it's going to cost me,
somewhere in the range of 80 divided by. It's going to be about $6,700 a month. But it's a big store. It's a great big store. So I'm super excited to open up. Deal days number 3. It's going to be in a town called Leesburg, Florida. I was also looking at another town called Wildwood, which is a little closer to the Villages, but rents were too high over there. There was like a 50,000 square foot space for a bin store. That's a big bin store, but they wanted $12 a square foot. So that's $50,000 a month. That's not happening. So
isn't that more than this place?
That's more than this place. Yeah, this Resale America, the 110,000 square foot store, you rent for $3 a square foot. So it works out to be about $30,000 a month. So why would I pay twice as much for a smaller space, for a half-size space? So I'm just too cheap, I think, in my mind. But you got to get a good rent. You got to get a good rent payment if you're going to do a bin store, right? You want to make sure that your rent's favorable, that your utilities are favorable, the location is favorable. Doesn't have to be a great location because people will drive to it. So I'm very excited to be in it. I believe this plaza is a C plaza. It was just sold to some new owners, and they're trying to fix it up. But I signed a 5-year lease, but I can get out of it in 3 years. So I'm very excited about it. Bin store number 3. I do have a little bit of drama in my life. The little bit of drama is that first of all, I was served a cease and desist letter from Good 360. Okay, so think about it. There's a lot of parts of this business that happen behind the scenes that nobody wants me to talk about, including Good 360, and nobody wants me to talk about it. I've had other bin store operators reach out to me and get upset with me that I give you guys this information for free, that I tell you all the secrets of the trade, because they're afraid that I'm going to ruin the business, for them. So Good 360 is, sent me a cease and desist letter that I'm going to do a video on. So they told me to stop talking about them in the video. Stop talking about them in a negative light. And I never really thought I've talked about them in a negative light. They're saying that I'm telling people that you can buy their loads and to sit across from Amazon's, which I still recommend that you do that. You sit across the street from Amazon, figure out who's getting merchandise from these stores, and try to figure out how to buy that from them. Whether that stuff comes from Good 360, I don't know, but I know that they have a large contract with them. I have to dive in with my attorney to the letter. I'm going to see, how this works out. The thing about they're claiming defamation, but defamation requires one really important thing, that you have to lie. All right. So I have to make up lies about Give 360 or Good 360. And I haven't made up any lies. And I have proof that they're not lies, right? So I don't think that their cease and desist or defamation case against me holds any water. But once again, I'm going to discuss that with my attorney, and then I'll give you guys an updated thing of what happened there. Number two. So I got in a load, a Amazon high piece count load. So how I get this load is and I'm not going to say who I got anything from yet until this all works out. But how I normally get this load in is you pay a $20,000 deposit, then you get the manifest, and I was paying 9% of the manifest. So my last load came in at $15,000, so I had a $5,000 credit. So now I'm kind of in a quandary, and I need your guys' help on this. So how would you handle this? So I got another one of these loads. The manifest came in at $700,000. $700,000. And you would think that on a $700,000 truckload that it would be filled with good stuff, and it wasn't filled with good stuff. There was hardly any good stuff. So I started going through the manifest, and I'll show you guys examples of it in one of my videos. You know, they were showing like you can look it up on there's an LED bunny rabbit clock, a children's clock on Amazon. So they're showing the retail on it $457, $457, and there's probably 300 on here. Now I go to look it up, it's $19.99. So the manifest is way freaking off. I mean, off by hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so they want me to pay, and it hasn't been resolved. But I think the message to you though is check these manifests. I mean, I'm going over this manifest, and it is horribly wrong. You know, it's like it's got like 700 umbrellas. They're saying are worth $70. I go to look it up, they're only $14.99. You know, they're Duracell batteries, 20-pack. They're saying it's $60. When I look it up, it's $19.99. You know, so I don't know where my recourse or how this is going to be handled. I'm discussing who I bought it from, you know, the situation, and the contract holder. We're discussing the situation, and I'm going to see how this is going to come out. But I'm very, very irritated. I'm not irritated because we haven't gone to the resolution stage yet. But I'm very distraught that this manifest would come in. And I mean, I don't know if they expect somebody just to lay down and pay the $63,000 for a load. Cody, I'm not going to talk about who I got that from, but Midtown is one of my favorite big brokers. But I will let you guys know everything once I get it solved. But I love Midtown. I love Mike Sims. I love the beautiful Jody over there. So they're very good people. But you know, I'll give you more information on that as I get it, because you know I don't want to bad talk anybody, and I don't bad talk people. I tell the truth. I want to be a truth seeker, okay? And you know, I want to see how this all works out, because there's definitely some issues in the manifest. So Cody, as soon as I can figure that out, I'll let you know. So yeah, cease and desist, then a crappy manifest all in one day yesterday. You know, another thing that I did buy though is I bought a load of furniture from out of Atlanta, Georgia, from let me see who my favorite. They were at the Las Vegas trade show, Nova Commerce. From Nova Commerce, and they charged me $6,000 for the furniture plus shipping. So I'm pretty excited to get that in. That puts my you know, my costs at under $300 a pallet, which I like. And they're pretty tall furniture pallets filled with lots of stuff. So anybody looking for furniture loads, but it's probably a lot of knockdown furniture, so you're gonna have to put it together or sell it by the pallet. But $6,000 a load is pretty good. I think you can make money on that, and that's coming out of Atlanta. So if anybody's interested in those loads, you know, reach out. You can either reach out to me or reach out to them, Nova Commerce, anytime you want, and let them know. And I got my man Stan here on camera. You know, people are asking me, how come Stan is never on camera? How you doing, Stan?
I'm good.
Good. Now, it looks like he's somewhere else, but he's actually in the same room with me. So he's running all the equipment.
Yeah, you want me to turn my camera around?
Sure. You can see, right? Oh, yeah. So you're just going to see a green screen if you show me, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So this is me behind my green screen and all of our camera equipment, right? But I'd rather have the beach in the background. And so we're going to have Stan on here. Stan's going to be like Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast there. So any questions you guys got for Stan, any questions you guys got for me, please put them down in the comments below. Jen and I are bringing checks today, Tom. Today will be a good day. Yes, today's a good day, Linda. I'll be here most of the day. I got to leave around 5 o'clock. Linda the beautiful Linda and Jen. They run the bin store in Port Richey. They're owners of the bin store in Port Richey. They're my partners over there. So yeah, come on by. So Linda's going to bring me the quarterly P&L. So she brings it. She's very organized, and she does a P&L for me. So I'll get the quarterly P&L, and I'll see what I can do about sharing that, and so you guys can know exactly how much a bin store makes. Alexander says, what kind of insurance do you get for a bin store? So typically the landlord will dictate what kind of insurance you want. In the mall, we have a $3 million personal liability policy. Typically in a strip mall, you only need a $1 million personal liability policy. It's probably important to get those. It's not that expensive. I mean, it might be, I think $1 million policy might be like $1,800 a year or something like that, but it's worth it just in case, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to deal with accidents and people suing people. I mean, go down the freaking highway around here, right? What do you see? Every other billboard is what? Is a lawyer, right? Is a lawyer. Let us sue for you. Let us sue. So just make sure you're properly covered. I hate insurance. I think it's a waste of money, but it's a necessity in business. Somebody's going to slip and fall, and I mean, we had our commercial trucks, right? We just banged into a car. I mean, literally going 12 miles an hour. We banged into a car, did a couple $100s worth of damage. This person is now suing our insurance company over neck injury. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous what our society has come to with that kind of sue everybody mentality. All I want to do is business, and because of this little accident, I pay $2,000 a month in car insurance, $500 a week to insure 2 trucks. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. But that's what happens, right? That's what happens. So yeah, so if anybody has any questions, comments, please put them down below. We got Stan, the cameraman, with he runs his own media company. If anybody wants to talk about eBay, Amazon, pallet selling, truckloads, bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment stores, or building wealth, please feel free to comment. So yeah, so I'm a little disappointed in that manifest. What other loads have I bought? I've been buying a lot more stuff on B stock lately because there were some auctions on there that were going relatively cheap that I forgot. Not that I forgot about, but I just kind of stopped looking on there because things were getting more and more expensive, and it was a little bit cheaper to buy from brokers instead of going through the auction route. But now I'm starting to see some good stuff on there, some furniture on there. Ashley Furniture is on there now. I'm buying some furniture loads from them. I'm buying air conditioning loads from Alamo. I think it's Alamo. But I love air conditioners, and I buy them year round. I'll put 1,000 air conditioners in a store. I don't care where you're at. When I was in New York, it was the same thing. I bought every air conditioner, every heater, and every fan I could get my hands on 24/7, 365 because they sell in a second. They sell in a second. They when it comes into season, they sell. So don't be afraid to invest in all that kind of stuff. All the HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning stuff. All that kind of stuff. I wonder where my man Esteban is.
I sent him a link to come on so he can join from his computer or his phone. But
all right. So yeah, Esteban's department. So we did about $4,500 in eBay sales this last week. He just sent me his P&L. On a profit, he made about $1,000 in 1 week. So eBay is getting better. It is increasing. We're not doing as many listings as I'd like. We're only getting about 120 to 150 listings a week done. That definitely needs to be up to 500 to 1,000 listings. We still use the VA. We send everything to our VAs over in the Philippines, and they do all the work for us over there. They do all the listings, and they put it on.
They launch it.
Wow! We better delete that one. What is that?
I don't know. That's
nothing to do with me, right?
No.
Somebody's like, I was diagnosed with HIV. Yeah, delete that. What is that? I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think that we have somebody in our group that is not supposed to be in our group. But yeah, if you got any comments, questions, or comments, please put them down below. Bitcoin did cross $60,000 today. I'm super excited. I'm very excited. It's on this way back up. If you listen to anybody talking about cryptos, we're in fourth quarter, and crypto works in a 4-year cycle. So this is supposed to be the most exciting quarter of all of them. They're talking about it could 5 to 10x. If you are going to get involved with crypto, I would dollar cost average every week. I put I put money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Algorand every week consistently because I'm just trying to grow my wealth there, let it grow up, let it shoot up. And then I've had a couple windfalls. I own another thing I want to talk about is being a business owner. When you're a business owner, the amount of taxes you pay shrinks a lot because you have write-offs, you can claim losses. And, so I currently own about approximately 5 different businesses. And because of that, I'm getting a huge tax return because my resale shop's still claiming a loss. Remember, there's additional expenses that you take above and beyond your cash flow. So although you're cash flowing, you can still take a loss, because there's amortization, there's depreciation, so all the setup that we did, you depreciate over time so you can take that expense, everything's an expense when you're in a business. So I'm getting a big tax return because of that. And I'm going to put all that money right into crypto. I'm going to put it all probably into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is just, they're talking about a Bitcoin ETF being announced maybe today, maybe next week. And if that happens, it's just going to explode. Alexander put, how do you understand that manifest is overpriced? Yeah, I'm gonna put a link to the manifest in here eventually, and you will see that there's, normally when I look at a manifest, I sort it by most expensive to the least, and then I look at the top pieces, and you're always getting phones and tablets and iPads and stuff like that, always the most expensive stuff. When I do this one, it was ridiculous. It was like I said, an alarm clock was the most expensive thing, and then the second most expensive thing was some sort of measuring scale thing. When I look it up as $9.99, they had it on there for $450, and there was like 100 of them. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense at all to me. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to resolve this, and I don't know how this doesn't end up negative. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'd hate to think that anybody. If anybody else got this manifest, can you imagine that you put a $25,000 deposit, thinking that you paid too much for a truckload, you're going to get a refund back, and then they tell you no, it's $63,000. That's absurd. That's absurd. So I got to figure out how this is going to work out, and so nobody's done anything wrong yet. I just, and I don't know where it was directly shipped from Amazon. So I'm assuming that Amazon had to do the manifest. So where do they get these numbers? Because what I started doing with the spreadsheet is I put the price that I think it should be on the side, and then a link to the product, so that whenever I review these things with the people I bought it from, I'm going to have all the information there, the link to the product, so we can click on the link, boom, show them the product. Like, why is this price $500 when it's actually $9.99? But then there was like simple things, like there was umbrellas. There's like 400 umbrellas that they said were worth $67. When I look up the exact umbrella, it's $17.99. Where do they get this freaking price, right? Where did they get this price? Zabra says, hey, Tiny Stan. What's up, buddy? Stan's over there in the corner. My man Stan. Facebook user said, where do you get the manifested load come from? Who sold it to you? I'm not going to say that yet because I want to do an honest review on how this works out, because I don't want to say anything negative about somebody before we have a chance to fix it. So I'm hoping it gets fixed. I'm assuming it's going to get fixed. All I know is I'm dealing with a bunch of honest people, and honest people come out with favorable results. So I'm not worried about it. Can I afford it? Yeah, I can probably afford it. Do I want to afford it? No. Do I want to pay $63,000 for a crap truckload? No, I don't. So we'll see how this works out. But I'll give you that information later on. Who sold it to me and how it got resolved. So
my tablet died.
What's that?
My tablet died. My camera's off.
Oh, Stan, come on, man, charge that up.
For a charger.
And then yes, if you weren't here at the beginning, I did get a cease and desist letter from Good 360. They're saying that I'm defaming their company. They're saying that I'm saying bad things about their company. I've never said bad things about their company. And they're saying I'm lying, and I'm not lying because I have proof of everything that I've said before. So I'm going to review that letter with my attorney, and we're going to see how that works out. Cody said, was it a high piece count load? Yes, it was a high piece count load, direct. You know, that's what it was. And the worst part was I split it with 2 other people. So two other bin stores in my area were looking for pallets. So I said, oh, let's just get one of these loads. Last time it was $15,000. We got to put a $20,000 deposit down. Then the deposit went up to $25,000. So I paid the extra $5,000 myself. I didn't ask the other guys to pay it. Now they're trying to tell me it's $63,000. So the other guys really should be splitting this 3 ways with me, but it just seems insane. So I have to try to fix it. I'm going to try to fix it. So Cody said, sounds like they're trying to scam you. Yeah, I don't know, Cody. I don't know yet. I don't know. It just seems, I mean, if I'm having this problem, there should be other people out there having this problem. I know that I talked to a gentleman who's a very smart guy. He does the e-commerce with these high piece count loads, and he got a high-end load, like I don't know if you ever saw, there was like a $450,000 truckload advertised maybe a month ago. He bought that load, and it ended up being worth like $250,000. And so, but he prepaid for it. He prepaid for the whole load, so he had no recourse, you know, with the contract holder. I have a little bit of recourse because my liability right now is only the $25,000 that I put down. You know, so if I decided not to give any more money and we take this, you know, maybe take this to court, then I would have my evidence and my proof about how it should work. I mean, who arbitrarily makes these numbers? I mean, who makes the numbers? Who makes the numbers? You know, and and sometimes I feel like it might be a scam but I don't believe the people are scammy. So I don't know how it really works, because there was, you know, you can go into some listings and let's say this bull, the Bitcoin bull is on there and it's listed $9.99 and there's 20 people private labeling it. And then there's one listing for $400. Does that make any sense? So they take the $400 listing as the price, which that doesn't make any sense to me. So I have to try to figure it out. It's going to be to be continued. So I'm excited about it. It's to be continued. I'm going to keep working it. Other things going on. You know, I'm trying to buy like life-size stuff for my store, and somebody's bringing me in a 7-foot clown, a 7-foot moving clown. The clown moves and does like scary things. So I'm pretty excited about bring that. They're going to bring that in today. Manifested Amazon prices can be wildly inaccurate. It's based on MSRP, not in market value. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know if a court case is in my future or not, but yeah, this is I'm pretty upset about how this is working, and I guess we'll see this out. I'll never order it again. I mean, I don't know. When you put a $20,000 deposit down, or I had to put $25,000 deposit down, and my last order was $15,000. I think it's a reasonable expectation that it should be within that range. I mean, what if it came in at a $10 million truckload? Am I obligated to pay 9% of $10 million? I mean, this came in at $700,000. I hardly ever see a $700,000 truckload. Hardly ever. That $450 was the highest I saw in a long time, and now and I'm telling you, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. I think there's like 15 Fitbits. Those are the most expensive things in there, is those Fitbits. But that's, you know, one Apple AirPods. We found those, one Apple AirPods. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was $700,000 of the AirPods, or there was 300 pairs of AirPods, I'd be fine with that. But when they're saying that a private label $10 item is a $400 item times 1,000, that's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, I agree with you, Cody. $700,000 truckload is way off. I agree. Whew. Yeah, maybe 2 court cases. That's right. So maybe good 360 is going to take me. They don't want me to mention their name anymore. Maybe I probably should stop. But you know, if they're going to take me to court, I guess, you know, I'm going to have to show my proof. I mean, I don't, you know, it's only defamation if you're lying, right? If you're spreading false information.
Fake news.
What's that?
Fake news. Yeah,
fake news. And I'm not, you know, whatever. I'll just, like I said, I'm going to have to get my attorney on this and see what he says I should do and shouldn't do. He's probably going to recommend just shut my mouth, which I'm not really a guy that likes to shut his mouth. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, we did post 2 videos yesterday. Well, actually, Stan actually set one up to go at 5:30 today, and he put AM instead of PM. So it went on 5:30 this morning. Hey, where's your bin stores? I am down in Orlando. I would like to stop by. You know, a gentleman just opened a bin store in Orlando. So I think if you go to Facebook and you search Bin Stores Orlando, you should be able to find his. He's actually one of the guys that I bought this truckload with. So, so we're supplying him. I wonder if let me see if I got his address here. Orlando. No, I don't have his address, but yeah, they just opened one in Orlando. He's a very good guy. He's a smart guy, smart kid. He's a social media marketer, so that's perfect for this business because that's what this business is all about. Just marketing yourself, telling people where you're at. Oh, Irvin Garage, that's me. There you go. What's your address, Irvin? What is your address? So, yeah, so Jack Dollar Deals wants to come down to your store. My stores are in Winter Haven, would be the closest one to you. Then I have one in Port Richey, but I'm about to open one in Leesburg. So there you go, 9401 West Colonial Drive. Go see him, Jack. Go see him. He's a good guy. He's a very good guy. He's got a good business there, good business sense. Somebody asked me about the CVS pallets. Man, I got CVS pallets, and I got 30 pallets of CVS in. They're good, clean merchandise. Anybody can buy CVS from Inmar, get the high piece count. They're certainly worth it. There's so much good stuff in there. You know, there was a lot of it, like DNA tests, and you know, and there was other like liver tests, and you know, you can buy those little boxes and send them out. I actually used one of those. I got my DNA checked. I'm what am I? 50-something, 56% German or European. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I was 30-something% Irish, some certain percent French. So I must be a mix of everybody in Europe. So I think that my dad's side of my family came from Germany and my mom's side of my family came from England. And there we go. Now we have my family, my mixed family. So yeah, that truckload's not 700K unless I find a Ferrari. Yeah, so Irvin is one of the guys that I split this truckload with. We delivered his 8 pallets yesterday, and you get it, man. I don't know what's going on, and we have yet to resolve this. They're asking me for the bill of lading, and I wasn't here when the truck got delivered, so I'm going to find the bill of lading, send it to the person I bought it from, have them talk to the contract holder. It's just absurd. You're right. You look through them. I mean, I found every pallet might have 1 or 2 good items, you know, but other than that, it's all just junk. It's all just junk. It's stuff that I could normally buy for a lot cheaper. So I believe that this should have been, you know, a $15,000 load. Esteban, what's up, buddy?
Hello.
Come on in. Come on in. You got a microphone?
Mm-hmm.
Esteban's here. My eBay expert. If anybody has any questions about eBay or VAs, feel free. Here's my man Esteban. Yeah. So Irvin, I don't know what's going to happen with this truckload. I don't know what's going to happen with this guy. It's very frustrating. So it's something I don't want to deal with. You know, you get in your processes. You know, Esteban is processing everything that we do here, putting a process to everything you do. You get into your routines, and then you get hit with a hammer like this. Like, hey, you owe me $63,000. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know, can I do that on air? No. Okay, I won't do that again. All right. So yeah, Esteban's department made $1,000 last week. That's after all expenses, cost of goods sold, everything. So I'm pretty excited. We went from
$400 a week average,
or even less, right?
Yeah.
We went from a negative. You know, when he first took over, every week we were negative, maybe $300 or $400, and then he made it $400 or $500. Now he's up to $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm hoping that we can get that up to a healthy $5,000 a week.
Yeah,
we can do that, right?
I think so. Especially for fourth quarter coming up, I could see us hitting those $5,000 weeks, especially if we're still consistent about photography, which is something that we recently talked about, and having that system in place and making sure that everyone is keeping up with their quota when it comes to photography.
Yeah, so that's our biggest problem that we discussed this morning. We had a meeting this morning, and you know, all of our eBay people are hourly.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to figure out how to make an incentive to get them to list more. Mm-hmm. So basically, maybe you do a draw. I mean, you have to pay them the minimum wage, which is $10. But I don't care if they make $20 an hour if they're listing how many items, right?
Right.
And maybe that's what we should do, a draw, like a car dealership, right? They'll pay you $500 a week. And let's say you sell no cars week 1. Week 2, they pay you 500. Now there's 1,000. Then you sell a car with a commission of 1,000. You make zero money, right? You make zero extra money.
Okay.
You have to make more than what your draw is.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we could do a draw, an incentive draw, as opposed to minimum wage plus commission.
Do you think that they'll be confused about that? About how, I think it's just straightforward when it comes to incentivizing by per item, and then they can challenge themselves per week.
Yeah, we had to figure that out. We're certainly, if anybody has any ideas how to incentivize eBay employees, feel free to put them down below, put them in the comments, or send us a personal email. We need to do something different because we're definitely not getting enough stuff on. We're getting like 128 new items a week on with basically 4 employees. With 4 employees, so we have to take that to the next level. We have to make that work.
I do 100 a day.
I know Stan can do 100 in one day. This is ridiculous. Yeah. John says Christmas is coming and other retailers will have shortages, no doubt. So you guys should do well. I hope so, John. I hope so. Yeah, there is shortages everywhere, man. It was even on the news last night about Christmas is going to be short of toys. They showed all the boats still out in the port, and it's really not the boats in the port. It's not the port's problem. The real problem is they don't have the trucking to come get the containers that are there.
Oh, is that what it
out
is?
of there? Yeah, with the labor shortage that's going on. I mean, what they announced yesterday, 300,000 people left the labor market.
300,000?
Yeah, left the labor market. I don't know if that's early retirement or people that just made so much money during Corona they don't need to work.
No,
anymore.
it was a stimulus. They got so much from the stimulus.
They got the stimmies, and that's why my Bitcoin is over $60,000 today, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Somebody quit from here yesterday.
Oh yeah, we had an employee who come in a half hour later, wanted to go take lunch break. We said, no, you got to work a little while first. And they said, fine, I'll leave. Just walk out the door. Why? Even my daughter, right? So she's going to cosmetology school and she works at a trampoline park, right? She's 19. So she's going to go quit at the trampoline park. When she walks in to quit, they said, I'm going to give you a raise and a promotion. She's like, damn, right? So now she's making $11 an hour. I'm going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it. She's making 11, went from 10 to 11. So she had an interview at Fresh Kitchen, which is a healthy
is it kind of like
restaurant?
Okay.
It's a healthy restaurant.
Right.
There's about 5 of them. They started here in Tampa. There's about 5 of them. They're looking to grow that chain, but it's good. It's really good food. So she calls up healthy. She asked me, Dad, what do I do? I'm like, just at least call these people, and let them know you're not going to come to the interview. She calls up and she says, yeah, I got a raise and a promotion at my business, at my other job. And they're like, listen, just come in. We will pay you $14 an hour if you just come in and talk to us.
What?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm
Why?
like, I mean, because nobody can get anybody. It's so hard to hire right now.
I sent both of you a picture. My mic's not on, but I sent both of you a picture. We're hiring signs in Walmart are $3.
Yeah. People are hiring so much, they're selling the signs in Walmart. We're hiring signs. Everybody's hiring. It's such a huge problem right there. I mean, you can't get rid of employees right now, even if they're, even if they're let's say if they're marginal employees, you can't get rid of them. If they're bad employees, you really should get rid of them because a bad employee will tear your whole place down.
Yes, it will.
But a marginal employee, you just got to ride them. Mm-hmm. I mean, keep them accountable, keep talking to them.
Keep finding those best fits for your company, for that person.
Because you just can't hire anybody right now. And that's what's happening with the trucking industry. They can't get the containers out of California fast enough. And that's why they can't unload the boats, because there's no more room to put containers there. So it's incredible.
So David says it's a vaccination mandate that's making people quit jobs. Oh, I can see that as well.
Yeah, that's a good point there, David.
We have a mandate here?
We don't have any mandates here. I believe in personal choice. I am vaccinated. Are you?
Not yet.
No.
We plan to.
I am vaccinated. I don't care. I want to travel. I'm doing some traveling. I'm going to New York City at the end of the month. Going to New York City for a.
Are you bringing Stan with you?
No. I might. I never know. But it's for a crypto conference.
Oh.
I'm going up there for a crypto conference. So yeah, no, I agree. I hear about even like I think so. I'm from New York. I was just up there last weekend for a funeral, and like what all the healthcare workers in the state had to have been vaccinated or they lost their jobs. Teachers, right? I mean, some companies that was it Starbucks or all these companies are saying you either get vaccinated or you're going to lose your job, which is, I mean, I get it, right? I get it because, you know, even like coaching football this year, we've had like, first of all, the season got delayed a month. And then we had like 3 shutdowns because somebody got COVID on the team, you know, had to shut down everything. So imagine being in a work environment with 500 people and somebody gets COVID and you got to shut the whole operation down. You know, that's why everybody's going mobile or whatever what do you call it? Virtual. Talk True said 60,000 impressive. Oh, Bitcoin. Yeah. I'm like, what? I thought he said impressions. Yeah. 60,000, baby. Woohoo. We are back to the 60K. Just wait. That's going to be 100K before the end of the year. There's our Bitcoin, our Dogecoin. Man, I'm very excited. Very excited. Yeah. We are making money. All of us own crypto in here. All of our managers own crypto. My family owns crypto. My kids own crypto. Everybody owns crypto. And, you know, you can, if you haven't started putting money into it, please, 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 please. In 5 years' time, you will not regret it. It's in 5 years, it's gonna go, you know, go up 10x, 20x, and it's just incredible. So
the $50 that I put in last week, I already made $5 from it.
Already made 10% on it, huh? There you go. 10%. He's made 10% in his crypto in 1 week. I mean, that's what the stock market wants to do in a year.
Yeah.
Right? We do it in a week. That's like a Tuesday for us. Yeah, so I agree with you, David. Yeah, the vaccination mandate is horrible. I mean, you know, I get it, but it is crazy. You know, it seems to be the liberal states that are doing it. You know, Florida doesn't have any. Florida actually, the governor here in Florida is like firing people that try to do a mandate. I know that my kids, we live in Hillsborough County in Tampa. My kids go to school. They had to wear masks. So the governor was going to withhold the funding for the school because they had a mask mandate. So now they're optional, which they should have been all along, right? So masks are optional. But you know, I get it. I just want it to go away. I want business to go back to normal. John says, thanks, Toms, for the deal on wipes yesterday. I was just there. No problem, John. I appreciate your business. Thank you for coming by. No, I mean, you know, that kind of the bulk stuff that we get, we just need to move. We need to move out. We need to move on. So we got a lot of sanitizer wipes, and we gave John a really good deal on them. Calvin's or Talk Truth. So when are you going to have your liquidation conference to meet and greet and drop liquidation gems? I'm waiting. Yeah. Sorry.
The one
we should have done it in Vegas, man. Esteban's going to Vegas with us next time, so we'll do a conference there. I need a guy like this. He's the guy that could set all that stuff up, organize it, systemize it. You know, I just throw shit against the wall and hand it to him, and he takes care of it. So
then
yeah, that's right. He fixes it. So yeah, that would be fun to do a liquidation conference. It probably would have to coincide with Vegas.
That would be. I know that they did a meetup
from my group. binstore Co-op. They did a meetup in Vegas, but I wasn't there.
You didn't go?
Well, no, I flew in the next morning.
Oh, that's right.
So I think like 30 or 40 people went to the meetup, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Well, I'm proud that it was kind of in my group, so that was pretty neat. So yeah, we'll do that pretty soon there, Talk. I just want everything to open up. I want the masks to go away. I want the virus to go away. I mean, it's just frustrating, very frustrating. Oh, you see they opened up the Canadian border to Canadians that are vaccinated. So that's an issue down here in Florida because of snowbirds. Last year, some of the snowbirds couldn't come down. They couldn't fly. I think they could fly down, but they couldn't drive down.
They couldn't go up north.
Well, for some reason, they could fly on an airplane, but they weren't allowed to come across the border in a truck, in a vehicle. And a lot of them want to drive their car down here so that they can have a car to drive.
What's the difference?
I don't know. That's our border. That's our president. That was probably Trump at the time, right?
Yeah.
So you know, we'll see. So I'm very looking forward to the Canadians coming back. They bring a lot of business here in Florida. Tom, the CVS loads, is it Inmar or Imar? INMAR. and I'll tell you my person's name. Remember, I can give you this information, but I can't make them talk to you. Sometimes they don't want to deal with new people. You know, in the warehouse that I buy my CVS from, they also have Walmart, and they won't let me buy the Walmart. I don't know why. I talked to the guy, I emailed the guy. They must have a buyer for all of it or something, but they don't even talk to me about the Walmart. So, yeah. Let me find out who my agent is there.
Stan, you don't have it?
You don't have
it?
No, I don't have his info on. You can keep us accountable when we're in Vegas, because when we're in Vegas, we kind of just go crazy and we don't remember.
Are you saying that you guys get drunk too much?
Teresa Vaughn's my contact there. Yeah. So Stan and I go to Vegas and we're gambling, we're partying, went to a couple ballets, you know, things like that. So after the time would be like the voice Teresa, like, guys, we're gonna film tomorrow morning. So please go to bed early tonight.
Oh yeah, that's just like yesterday at Hooters.
Yeah.
Took gas about Hooters yesterday. He comes back to work like this, like. Everybody's like, bro, he's a lot healthier than normal.
He broke both of the 3D prints. What?
Did you tell him?
No.
The 3D prints? I dropped them. And I broke them. Yeah. Don't tell Charles and don't tell Jerry.
All right. Okay, so if you got any more questions or comments, please put them down below. We're going on 41 minutes now. Yeah, talk through that up in Vegas. So I went to the show called ASD. I think they do ASD every 6 months.
Yeah,
every 6 months or so. My wife thinks that's too often for me to go to Vegas, but I don't think so. I think any excuse I can use to get out of town is always fun. So yeah, questions are ending. So if anybody else has any questions or comments down below, here we go. This is Franco, my man. This is the smartest guy I know. I don't even know this guy, but he's smart. All right, Tom, we all know that Bitcoin has existed for more than 10 years. Satoshi Nakamoto disappeared from the public after 2013. So I didn't know him. Do you, Tom? The development of Bitcoin has always relied on serious community nodes, and there are over tens of millions of Bitcoin nodes in the world. Now, which can't be controlled by one person. The only thing we know is that Nakamoto has 1 million Bitcoin. He never sold them in the past decade. Of course, Nakamoto wants to cash out of this Bitcoin. It will influence the price, but he can no longer control the development of Bitcoin. No, 100%. Anybody who doesn't know, Satoshi Nakamoto started Bitcoin in 2008. It's the first decentralized system that is ran on millions of computers, millions of nodes, and nobody can influence, nobody can control it. You would have to corrupt one more than half of all the computers that run it, and that's virtually impossible. So yeah, you know, I have a theory that, okay, so everybody, inflation devalues money. Everybody knows that. The government knows that, and the government has known it for a long time. We do know Satoshi Nakamoto is an American. He's from America. It was developed in America, anyways. All the emails and information came out of San Francisco. You know, all the back and forth. The second guy into Bitcoin died, Hal Finney. He died of cancer. So he passed, but they froze it. He's what do they call it? Cryogenically.
Yeah.
Frozen. Yeah, so they froze his body so in case he can come back if they ever cure cancer, which is kind of neat. So Satoshi if he ever sells those coins, it'll put, we'll know that Satoshi is real. I believe that Satoshi is part of the government. So if Bitcoin becomes all of money, which I think it can, the CIA or NSA knew that this could happen ahead of time. So the NSA holds 1 million Bitcoins. And if Bitcoin becomes, the total addressable market for Bitcoin is like $700 trillion.
Wait. You're saying that Satoshi Nakamoto is the government?
It's the government.
Which government?
United States government.
Why?
It was started here. It was made here. It was because we knew.
Why do you believe this?
Because everybody, you can go back in 1971 when they took the dollar off the gold standard. It started. It devalued everything. It devalued our money, and coming to the 80s and 90s, especially in 2008, everybody knew that our country will collapse eventually. When? I don't know, but eventually it will collapse because of our monetary policy. As long as the rest of the world agrees that we're the world's reserve currency, we're going to be fine. But there's going to be a day that can come that they're going to say, hey, it's no fair. Imagine if I had a money tree and you didn't. How long can I pull off that money tree before you say, hey, this is not fair. You can't have that money tree. That's what we have in the United States. My premise is that we knew that. And that's why you have these agencies, right? To think forward, to think about, how we're going to, that's why they have the bureaucrats in there, right? They talk about the deep state, the people that work for 30 years in the NSA or 30 years in the CIA. That's kind of necessary if you have a 100-year plan, right? Because we have a four-year-old president, you need to have some people that have the long-term vision. And I believe that they came up with that. I believe the United States owns that money, Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin becomes the world reserve currency, that we will have more money than any other country. And then we can continue being the richest country in the world.
The Great Reset.
That's right, the Great Reset. The World Economic Forum says the Great Reset. Yeah. Tom, the development of currency is decided by the whole community. So there will be many Bitcoin branches, and those branches generate the Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Diamonds, and so on. Yeah, I agree. Listen, anything can become money. Anything become currency. Two people agree to trade with something that is a currency, all right? So you just need two people need to decide that a third currency. We good? We're losing signal. So yeah, there was a time they did an experiment. They put a whole bunch of monkeys on an island, right? And they gave them round marbles, round pebbles, right? And they went up to a monkey, showed him the pebble, and then put it in a machine in a bin, and a banana popped out, right? So they took the marbles and they put them all over the island, right? So all of a sudden the monkeys start looking around for those marbles, right? They find a marble, they put it in a bin, a banana popped out. Marble, bin, banana popped out. So some monkeys would bust their ass finding as many marbles as they can, right? And then the men were fighting with each other over marbles, right? Because they want the bananas, right? The women were trading marbles for sex because they wanted bananas and they couldn't fight them. What was the currency?
Is this a true story?
This is a true story. The marbles is the currency. Anything can become currency, guys. Anything. Quality on the screen is horrible. Yeah. Oh, who's saying that? That's your department.
That must be Sarah.
Yeah, I think it's because our internet connection is very low, so that deteriorates our screen. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it actually looks like that.
Oh, that is horrible. Okay, maybe we should end things there today. All right, guys, thanks for watching Resale America. My YouTube channel is Liquidation Motivation. Deal days in Winter Haven, deal days in Port Richey. Thanks for watching my videos. Please go out there and like and subscribe our YouTube channel. That's the only way we get to pay Stanley. So like and subscribe to Liquidation Motivation. Thanks for watching. Go out.